Swiss banking was once what everyone aspired to. They wanted the secrecy, the prudence and the investment expertise of the Swiss bankers in Zurich and Geneva. The country once stood almost alone in terms of secret bank accounts and the safety of your money. There are not many reasons to use Switzerland for banking nowadays. It lives on its past reputation for prudence and secrecy. Switzerland stopped offering secret numbered accounts at the end of the 1980s. Back then it was possible to show up in Zurich or Geneva with a suitcase of cash. You could walk into a bank, open an account with minimal formalities and have only a number to identify the account. No other identification was necessary. This was the ultimate secret bank account. No paper trail as to where the funds came from and no practical way for any creditor to seize the account. Nowadays Switzerland is part of the Common Reporting Standard. CRS is an attempt to abolish bank secrecy around the world. As with FATCA, it obliges banks to share your bank balances with your country of residence. Fortunately, the bureaucrats who came up with CRS left many loopholes we can exploit. Swiss banks may be best avoided, even for gold storage. Gold is the ultimate asset for safety and security. It's perhaps the most secure tangible asset. Counterparty risk is a crucial consideration when you're storing large quantities of gold. Swiss banking giant, UBS, stored 299 ounces of gold for a German client. The client had deposited his gold with UBS as far back as 2007. When he attempted to withdraw his gold, UBS demanded proof that he'd paid his taxes in Germany. The client, quite rightly, refused. UBS then refused to give the customer his own gold he had stored with them. He sued them in the Swiss courts, in a case that has rumbled on for years. The lower court in Aargau sided with the bankers at UBS, claiming that a dubious business relationship should be assumed, due to the man's refusal to provide tax details. Not giving up, however, the client appealed the judgment to the higher court in Lausanne. The appeal court overturned the judgment and said that the Swiss money laundering law is not violated in the return of the gold. So, the client eventually got his gold. But only after years of hassle and expense. During all that time he didn't have access to his own money. This type of situation is not limited to Switzerland. Bank accounts are frozen every day in almost every country. Intrusive information is demanded by banks, not only to open accounts but to maintain them too. Banks routinely close accounts with no notice for obscure reasons. That's why it's so important to have multiple options. Bank accounts across multiple jurisdictions, gold stored in non-bank facilities and multiple citizenships to make sure you can travel at short notice. A Swiss banking presence can still be part of an overall asset protection strategy. But the days of keeping all your assets in a reputable Swiss bank are long gone. Liberty Mundo helps high net worth clients navigate the offshore world. Our goal is to increase your freedom and protect your assets. We do this by helping you get new overseas residencies and citizenships around the world. This means your travel options can never be restricted by any single government. We protect your assets by setting up legal structures that are impossible to penetrate. These structures can include trusts, foundations, and offshore companies. The exact structure will depend on your individual needs. Follow the link in the description to get started on your personalized offshore blueprint.